start right away locally in Chicago with Alyssa. Alyssa, go ahead.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Great. Couple questions on the Natasha Cloud signing. For Skylar and Elizabeth, did you guys know this was a possibility? Have you been in touch with her?
I haven't talked to Natasha until literally just now. I texted her. But I'm really excited about it. I played with her 1 year, so yeah, it's a great opportunity for us, and she's gonna be a big help for us.
Yeah, echoing off what you will said, and we spent some time playing together and working out together. And in Miami, after the Unrivaled season, she stayed in town, and so we were able to get some workouts together. And she has great energy. It's obviously what she brings to the table on the floor. Her ability to guard multiple positions. Obviously, another championship guard and somebody with a veteran, presence about herself. And so, yeah, we are really excited.
Nice. And for Tyler, how does she fit into what you're trying to do this season?
Yeah, everything that Skylar just mentioned in terms of her, first and foremost, is her approach to the game. The passion that she brings, the toughness, the energy, the communication that she brings. Again, like Skylar mentioned, she's a championship, caliber point guard that has that on her resume as well. And so anytime you can add a player that brings what she brings to us and still building the culture and the foundation of who we want to be now and moving forward, you got to take a look at that.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. We'll go next to Jackie. Jackie, you'll be followed by Colin. Jackie, go ahead.
Hi, all. Thanks for doing this. I'll start with Elizabeth. I just wanted to know what you think the type of impact there could be in year one of the developmental players rule in this new CBA.
Yeah, that's a good question. That was a big point of emphasis for us when we were negotiating, because we obviously didn't agree to expand the roster size. So adding this element also gives flexibility to coaches as well when it comes to rest or injuries, and so coaches can be strategic in how they use it, and it also allows for more opportunities. Adding teams is one thing, but being able to add players and give them a chance to practice and learn systems and not just kind of be thrown around was important. So I think it's going to be a big difference maker for teams.
That's well said.
And Tyler, for you, just adding on to that, I guess, how are you considering using these developmental spots, especially when you've got a lot of guards, including adding Tosh to your rotation?
Yeah, I mean, well, we know Tosh and Skylar aren't development contract players, and so you use those positions for opportunity. First and foremost, you use it for opportunity to get players ingratiated in the system, but also caught up to what it means to be a professional, what it means to be part of an organization. And I think that the best thing about these two positions around the league is from the standpoint that there's a very short turnaround period for rookies to be able to find where they fit in within a league. And so I think that this allows them more room to grow, to more room to find themselves in terms of who they are as an individual and as a player and as a professional. And so I think that's the best part about this role, and that's how we'll utilize it to continue to gauge and see the players that we liked in training camp, or those that may still be out there on the market, and kind of how they fit into what the system that we're still creating.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll go to Colin. Colin, you're up, and you'll be followed by Blake.
Thanks, Ron. Hey, everyone. My question is for Coach Tyler. Obviously, the decision to sign Tosh, I know it was probably Jeff, who led that charge, but I know you're in lockstep with Jeff. So kind of if what was the process in that getting to sign Tosh from your perspective, and also at the same time I asked this to Sloot the other day, but her plans to work with Skylar. Now you have 3 veteran backcourt players. I'd love to know how you plan to manage that as well.
Yeah, for, the first part of your question, I don't think anyone anticipated Tosh being available at this point, and so obviously it was a surprise to everyone. But once we understood that we had the opportunity to bring her along, then obviously you have conversations with players and amongst the front office and myself and whatnot, and our coaching staff, and you try to make sense of it. And for us, I think that Skylar, Tosh, and Sloot are more similar than they are different, and so they're like-minded approach players. Obviously, they've kind of cut their teeth at the point guard position, but there's also times throughout their careers, especially with Skylar, that she's been able to play off the ball. I know that was part of the attraction of coming here and playing alongside Sloot, and now we just have another added piece that we can throw in the mix. And Tosh is very versatile on both ends of the floor as well. So we got some opportunity to be creative in some areas, and we'll explore all those opportunities for us. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Blake, you're up, and you'll be followed by Jordan.
Hey, this is Blake Spadot from Blake's Take and W Swish. Skylar, what's it been like playing alongside Rakia so far, and what stands out most about her game when you're on the floor with her?
Yeah, I mean, we're a few weeks in, so we haven't had a ton of time on the floor, but obviously I know Rakia. We share the same agent. Been following her closely in her career, her game, and even as a competitor, aside having conversation. I think this is a really pivotal year for her, and she's gotten better every year in the league, and just one of the most versatile players in our league. She's 3-level scorer. I didn't learn a lot of new stuff about her, but I'm happy I don't have to guard her on the other side. I'm glad that she's on my team. But yeah, just seeing more of what we already knew she was capable of doing, and being able to play off of her, run with her, get into some action with her, her ability to play at the 3 and the 4. And like Coach Tyler said, it gives us a lot of versatility, and so I think that's the theme. And seeing her continue to grow every day is amazing for us, and so it's gonna be fun. It's fun playing alongside of her, somebody who's an up and coming player in this league, and looking forward to a special summer.
And a follow-up for Coach Marsh, what defensive identity do you want this team to have, and how do you build consistency on that end?
Consistency comes with putting in the work, with the practice and the time that we're putting in, still understanding the scheme, still understanding each other. From an identity standpoint, it's we want to obviously protect the paint first and foremost. We struggled protecting the three-point line last year, but I think some of that has now been kind of, put in motion in terms of how we're going about our aggression on the perimeter and how we're able to pressure the ball. We know we got people that can protect the paint in Ewell and Camilla, so we want to be able to not just solely rely on their ability to protect the paint, but we want to make it difficult for teams to get by, to get into the paint. We want to create turnovers. We want to be aggressive, and we want to understand. We kind of have a theme. There's nobody on an island. So for us, we want to understand that we can do our job, knowing that the person next to us is able to be there for us in a way that protects us, on both ends.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jordan. You're up, and you'll be followed by Sarah.
Hello, everyone. Jordan from Television Network. My first question is for Skylar. Just talk about what's it like being in Chicago, especially since you're a lot closer to home now. What's it been like being in Chicago so far?
Yeah, it's been amazing for me. Obviously, this is the closest organization to where I grew up in South Bend, Indiana. But even when I was young, when the organization first got here, I used to come to Chicago Sky games all the time and see the games. And so it's really full circle moment for my family, and also the Notre Dame alum and everybody the familiar faces that I have talked to across paths with or saw on social, engage in how they want to come and see the games. And I get to see my family at every home game, and that's something, being on the West Coast my whole career, I never had the luxury to do. And so it's nice being able to see my mom and see my dad and my siblings, my nieces and nephews at the game, not just once or twice a year when we come to the region, but being able to get season tickets now and be a part of that experience. And then obviously just what we're building here, the personnel, the people, the representation with Coach Tyler, and being able to play for him, and alongside so many people that me and Sloop probably had 4 or 5 conversations throughout our careers about the possibility. And so same with Ewell, we've been like 2 trains passing in our careers. And so it's great to align with some of these vets, and the vision of the organization combined with the players who decided to come here. And so we know it's a lot that we still have to comb out. We haven't gotten started yet, but I'm excited about the possibilities and being closer to home.
And then just a quick follow-up for both players. Obviously, you two are established vets in this league, been playing for a while, but just talk about what are some individual goals you have for yourself going into this season?
Yeah, I'll start. Just for me to continue to expand in my leadership I think as a post player, we have a unique position because we watch the game from behind as opposed to from the front. So just talking constantly, being a voice that people can count on, and just continuing to bring consistency offensively and defensively.
Sharing that sentiment as well as never forgetting the telescopic vision of winning a championship. I want to put that out there. I want to be bold enough to be able to say that. That's something I still want. We know it's more competition, more teams, and that's everybody's telescopic vision. But when we lock into that and we have a goal, then the microscopic vision, the day-to-day that Coach Tyler was talking about, is something that will help us get there in our standards, but continue to strive towards the ultimate goal in this league, and that's winning a championship. So whatever I need to embody to help do that, more of myself and who I've been in this career, and then how can I complement the players around me in this system.
Thank you.
All right, and before we jump to Sarah, just a reminder to those of you with raised hands, please use your video so that Skylar, Tyler, and Liz can see who they're speaking with. We'll go to Sarah, and Sarah, you'll be followed by Andrew.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the time. To Liz and to Skylar, you're both vets. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that the league has changed a lot during your years in the league. And I'm curious for your perspective from, your rookie year to now. Have you noticed, the difference in, the amount of hiring that the front offices at your respective teams have had? And how do you experience that as a player?
Yeah, I don't think you can really compare from, my first year in the league in 2015, just the size of the staff, the size of front office staff, like you said, but even medical staff, performance staff. And that was a point of emphasis in the CBA as well, making sure that that was the standard across the board for every team. So we want to continue to professionalize the league. And I think Chicago especially has done a great job in this offseason of the hires that have come in. And so I'm really proud of that.
Sarah, all set? Okay, we'll turn to, Andrew, and then Sebastian.
Thanks, Ron.
And then we will wrap. Go ahead.
Yep. Thanks, Ron. As always, Andrew Jones, Believe Network. First for you, Will, what's been your favorite part of camp so far with Skylar, as well as what's the favorite thing of playing for Coach Marsh and for you, Scott, South Pins, Realist? The arcade spider box got a taste of your left hand in terms of that. You got funny reactions from Plexico. Bill, what's been your funniest reaction from that, and what does Zen Sky look like so far?
Oh gosh. I would just say the energy. Skylar's energy is really infectious, and her leadership is infectious. When she talks, we listen. And she's coming from a place, like she said, of doing the microscopic to eventually get us to a championship. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. And with Tyler, he's a really great basketball mind, and I really hope that people that watch can really understand that and see that. So it is fun to play for him.
All right, thanks. Sebastian.
Yes, thank you. Hi, this is Sebastian Rodriguez from Mexico. I work at Dart Sports. The question is for you, Coach Marsh, and how have you seen Gabriela Jaques in these first couple days, and how do you plan on using her for the next upcoming season?
Yeah, I think that the second part to your question is still to be determined. But to answer the first part, I think we did a really good job of with between our draft picks and those that we brought in the training camp. We brought in players that literally have no fear. They've come in, they've competed at a high level. They've been extremely coachable. They're doing what they've done throughout their college careers, and to me, that's the expectation. We felt like we knew who we were getting when we drafted them, and now it's on them to kind of show that on a day-to-day. And for Gabriela, she came in and she obviously is able to make an impact on the defensive end with her length and her ability to move, and then offensively, she's able to impact the game without needing the ball. You don't have to draw a play up for her, but she's able to keep possessions alive with her ability to crash offensive rebounds and to keep the ball. She's a ball mover and a floor spacer, and so you have to respect her ability to shoot as well. But I think if you ask these two next to me, they'll kind of echo those things about her as well. She's just been extremely coachable, and you can see why she led that program in wins, throughout her 4 years there.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. This will be our last question. Al, you're up, and once again, this will be our last question, folks.
Tyler Marsh. This question for Tyler Marsh. Tyler, you all decided to move on from Haley Van Lith. Can you speak on that decision and and what you have shared with her in terms of her encouraging her to moving forward?
Yeah, I think the unfortunate part, probably the worst part of this job and, kind of the nature of the business that we're in is you have to have tough conversations and make tough decisions. And for us, unfortunately, sometimes it comes down to a numbers game, and it's not necessarily anything that Haley did or didn't do. She's another one that works incredibly hard. She's someone that is incredibly tough as well. She battled through some injuries throughout this last year and some change, and so but she competes, man. She's coachable again. She's great in the locker room. So there's a bright future for her in this league, whether it's in Chicago or elsewhere. But again, for us, it kind of comes down to a numbers game, and then obviously with the addition of Tosh, it's kind of the nature of the business sometimes. But she's in great spirits. That's kind of how she moves. She carries herself with really good energy. She's a professional. She's mature. And we're wishing her well moving forward.